Yeah, quality win tonight against a good opponent. You can see how they're going to do very well in the Big 12. They had a lot of traffic on the bases tonight, a lot of guys on, but we were fortunate to get the pitching that we got. The start from Billy Barlow, Lucas Malstad holding things down in the middle, and then Rob Hughes finishing it off to hold a good offense to only 3 runs when it could have been much worse than that. Got some nice timely hits today. Nolan Nawrocki's 3-run homer. Alden Mathis with a big 2-out RBI home run, and then having 6 quality at-bats in the 8th inning to just get some momentum, string something together for another 3 spot. So, it was just a good, just solid team win, and we just found a way to, to put some runs up and find a way to win. It wasn't maybe, it didn't quite have maybe the heroics or the fireworks or anything, but it was just a very solid performance, and we'll take it. And yeah, happy for our guys to come out after a really emotional weekend and play well.
Questions for players?
Billy, how nice was it to go 5 innings and get the win tonight?
It was great. Great team win. A lot of fun. It's always fun to be out there competing. So overall, it was a great night.
You had to work out of trouble several times. How does that help your confidence?
It's baseball. You're going to be in positions like that. So, throughout the fall, throughout training, that's the stuff we work on. So when things like that come up, ready to go.
Nolan, how fun is it to hit this lineup? It seems like it's, just top to bottom. There's no weak links in it.
Yeah, we could do damage 1 through 9, and I think that's what makes our lineup so special. Our depth, same with the pitching staff. We have, guys out of the pen that are studs. All of our starters are studs, and I think we just have depth all around, and I think it's going to take us a long way.
Nolan, you guys came in after a huge weekend, nice rainy day out there, and you guys kind of picked up where you left off this weekend. How did you guys do that today?
Yeah, it can be hard in the middle of the week to kind of get that dial up. But yeah, you just gotta find a way to lock in and to treat every game, every day as the most important one, and I think that's what we did today.
Anything else for the players? All right, thank you, players.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach?
Coach kind of asked you the same question. It would have been easy to kind of have a different performance today after such a big weekend. How did you like your team's focus?
It was good. We talked about that. We talked about the ability to try to match the level of compete we had this weekend, and not, play the name of the other shirt, but just an opportunity to compete against what our best effort is and best competitive level is. And sign of a good team is one that either going into a rivalry weekend or a big conference weekend or some type of weekend with a spotlight on it, to be able to go into that weekend in the midweek or come off of that weekend in the next midweek and still be consistent is a really important trait of a consistent, good team. And so it was important. This game was really important for us because this is not your normal midweek game against a regional team. This is another power conference and a really good program and well-coached team and a top 25 team this year. And when the rankings came out at the beginning of the season, and you can see why. They're very capable. Some of their bullpen arms, especially Wentworth and Dean, they had nasty stuff. So we were lucky to get it. It's a big win. It's a good win for us, and it'll look good at the end of the year, a win like this. So it's just, the guys are mature enough to be able to have those conversations with them and understand that, this isn't just some typical midweek game. Like that's a really good opponent, and we need to not have a letdown after a really good weekend.
Billy, Thoughts on Billy's performance tonight? I know he gave us some hits, but he seemed to get the outs when he needed them.
Yeah, I thought he wiggled out of a lot of jams and started the game off 1-2-3, and just, you know, anytime there was some traffic, you know, found a way to get out of it and put 4 zeros up, you know, which allowed us to score 5 runs, and that really, you know, we haven't had many of those games this year where we've just opened up a little bit of a margin and then extended the lead. It's maybe the second time so far this season where we've had a get ahead, stay ahead the whole time. So his 5 innings was very valuable for us, you know, to only hold a good offense to 1 run, allow our offense to score 5 runs. So he was very effective tonight, and will continue to be one of our starters, one of our dudes out there.
Billy had to sit with his last start a while. What was your message to him? And, you know, what did you see from him mindset-wise going into this start?
Really good. He's a captain. He's tough. I mean, you know, I know it's like the weekend gets magnified, you know, especially once you get into rival games, conference games, but all the games are important. And for what our goals are for this season, we're going to need to do really well in the midweeks too, if we want to be here in June. So, you know, having a guy that's older, that's mature, that understands the value of and how important these games are, and to come out and give us consistency like that, like Billy did, or just to get us off to a good start like Austin did the first couple of midweeks. You know, so having these 4 guys that we've, you know, keyed in on, and then it'll be different, you know, the next couple weeks, because we have double midweeks, you know, the next 2 weeks too, so we'll have to find a 5th starter. But, you know, these 4 guys that have started for us have all done a nice job, and Billy is no exception. And he can pitch on the weekends, he can pitch in the midweeks. He's just one of our top 4 starters.
Him starting today is kind of foreshadowing Austin's move back to the weekend.
What's that?
Billy starting today, is that kind of a precursor back to Austin going back to the weekend?
Yeah, and that was, you know, we had wanted to get there eventually, so this just seems like a natural progression to give Austin a start on the weekend and then get ready for conference play after that.
Who would be a candidate for that 5th starter?
Matt Marshall's the easy pick, but he's so valuable in all the swing roles. He can be long relief, he can be a fireman, he can be a closer, he can be a high leverage reliever. So he's just super valuable. But he would be an easy, you know, guy to point to. And then we got a lot of young, good, talented pitchers as well, guys who have started in our program in the past, like Joe Allen, you know, who could definitely do it. So, but yeah, we've got plenty of guys. If with that 5th guy, it has to be kind of a whole staff approach, then we can do that too. But, you know, gun to my head, name a 5th starter, Matt Marshall.
Any other questions?
Any update on Reed Garris?
Yeah, he pitched yesterday in an inter squad and threw an inning, 20 pitches, looked good. He should be back, I guess, this weekend. If not this weekend, then next week. But he looks good. Yeah, good. It's another good guy to have back in there.
All right. Thank you, Coach.